for the Tamil Thai Vazhuthu, followed by the college prayer.
Satyaparam Trisatyam Satyasya Yodam Nichitam Satye Satyasya Satyam Sutta Satya Netram Satyatmakam Tvam Charanam Prapanna Kathayam Hasto Jakarmatu Manastava Padayornaha Murtyam Sirastava Nivasa Jagat Praname Drishtistatam Sarjanestu Bhavattarunam Namo Bhagavate Tasmai Krishnaya Sutakarmane Rupanama Vibhedena Rupanama Vibhedena Jagat Kridati Joyataha Om Shanti Shanti Shanti.
Thank you and please be seated. I feel privileged to have been given the opportunity to introduce the guest speaker for this evening on this 2 days workshop on exploring ensemble learning. On behalf of the Department of Data Science, Dwarkadas Govardhandas Vaishnav College, I, Charu R, President of DataByte Forum, welcome our guest speaker, Dr. Srinivasa Varadharajan Sir, Academic Head, Jataka AI. Dr. Srinivasa Varadharajan Sir, also known simply as Rajan, is a renowned educator and a trainer in the field of data science, machine learning and artificial intelligence, optics and human vision. Sir has a PhD in physics from the University of Missouri, St. Louis, USA, and has many years of experience in the field of human vision, optics and data analysis. Sir has mentored a large number of undergraduate and more than 24 postgraduate students in their research work. Sir has developed the curricula for both UG and PG programs at the institutional levels and also served on the National Task Force for the development of curriculum for the allied health profession of optometry. For the past 7+ years now, Sir has been teaching, training and conducting research in the field of statistical analysis, artificial intelligence and machine learning. Sir has over 20+ peer-reviewed research publications to his credit and authored 2 books on optics and Python. We are honored to have you here with us, sir, and I'm certain that all the students will benefit greatly from what you have to share with them. Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Thanks, Charu, for this wonderful introduction. Before I start, okay, if you have your mobile phone turned on, please put it in silent mode or turn it off. Okay, please put your mobile phones in silent or off mode. Okay, I hope done.
Yes, sit down. Sit down.
I like to have my classes interact, which means I'm going to ask you questions and you are going to get this.
Munch.
Okay? So this is the practice. Whoever gives the right answer, they get a chocolate. And if there's a tie, then judge's question is mine. Okay? So please participate in the class. How much time do I have?
1 hour, sir.
Nearly about an hour and 10 minutes. Great. I think we'll cover significant ground today, hopefully, provided you run with me. Okay. And I'm going to cheat today. The cheating is I'm not going to talk about exploring ensemble learning. I'm going to talk about simply machine learning. Okay. I understand you are all in the some of you are in the second year and some of you are in the first year.
Yes, sir.
Right? And second year students might have done a little bit, obviously, more than the first year students. First year students, they are just now in their second term. So you have a little bit of introduction to statistics, probability, first years. And the second years, you have fairly decent understanding of statistics, probability, statistical modeling, linear regression. I have an answer from that side. Linear regression, have you heard of that? Correlation, covariance, standard deviation. Huh? Yes? Okay. She forgot to tell one thing. The write-up. Okay. I'm actually a former student of Vaishnav College. If I tell you when I graduated, I looked like a Microsoft you, but none of these things existed. That building was not there. The admin building was where the hospital, and that's where the admin building was. There was no Lions Club clinic was there. Okay. All these things are new. The current cafeteria there, that was on the other side of the pond. Right? That's the only place where we can have a lousy tea, and we all would go run from the class. Like some of you, I was also an evening college student. Okay. And yes. I don't know how much they taught you in evening colleges now, but those days it was wonderful. It was only from 4 to 7. What's the timing now?
2 to 6:30.
2 to 6:30. 1.5 hours. We had 3 hours. So we had good time. I have good memory of this college. Things have changed drastically. One of the biggest changes, it is quiet now. When I studied, it was not quiet. So lots of changes, lots of things. This obviously this lab did not exist. And, my classroom used to be 1 floor below, the first floor. Okay. And many of the teachers, obviously, who were my teachers, are not here anymore. I remember fondly Dr. Varadharajan, Dr. Dgvc Sundaram, maths teacher. Maybe their names are there on the boards. Dgvc Sundaram, Varadharajan was there, C. Rangarajan was there, Trivandrum was principal once. So, good old days. Anyway, so I am very, very happy to be back here. What I am going to do? Please turn off the mobile phone.
Stay silent.
Abhi, when I was a student here that time, it was a time of Gulf War 1. Everyone, anyone there? Okay? I don't know if you have heard of Gulf War 1. And then Gulf War 2 happened after 10 years of the first Gulf War. And we had a special class in the morning near the chemistry lab. It's in the ground floor, right? Still there? Beyond that, there was one big classroom like this. I don't know if it still exists, classroom. That's where we had a special class in optics. And that's the first time the Iraqis under Saddam Hussein, they shot these Scud missiles. Okay, so people are listening to radios. I don't even know whether you people know what a radio is. Transformer radio. Go look in the old movies, you might see something called a transformer. So people are listening to radios in the classroom, like what you are all doing with mobile phones now. And then there was news about Scud missiles. And then more than this gentleman here, one of my classmates jumped out saying, "Oh, missiles coming." Missile was the real class like that. So you bring back good memories. Who you are? How na? Okay, now as Sean mentioned, I am the academic head for this company called Jataka. It's not Jataka, Jataka. And you know what Jataka is? No? Okay, go find out. There are two different meanings for Jataka. Okay, so figure it out. But anyway, what we do is, you know what AA is, right? Artificial intelligence. What is artificial intelligence?
Man-made.
No, not man-made intelligence. We are just saying the same thing in different words. Anybody else? What is artificial intelligence?
Software made by men to think of its own.
Can you elaborate a little bit more? I think one of the things is this: artificial intelligence, unfortunately, or people who work in data science or artificial intelligence, they don't build software. Okay, so that's a problem there. But something else to say: is software built to?
Built by men to think and react on its own.
Do you know what is thinking? What is thinking?
What happens in here?
What happens in there? What happens in there?
It's a process. It's the same thing as input, process, and output.
Say it again.
It's the same thing as input, process, and output.
Input, process, and output.
You see something, you process it, and you say something like, what's thinking is all about.
So I'm going to give a very, very crude example. We go to these mouse machines. You put chili, and then you get chili powder. Something processed there. Is that similar to thinking? Because we get input, processing, output.
Not exactly, but the process is kind of the same.
Okay. I'm not going to accept your answer, but let's open this box. So what at Jataka area what we do is we we are involved in activities. We are, primary activity is in postgraduate training. It's a 9-month program. What we do is we do a very intense training in everything related to 3 different areas. Do you have a what do you call laser pointer? Some kind of pointer? Oh,
அது தொட தான் முடியும்.
what do you do with this?
லேசர் அது இல்லை சார்.
Okay, anyway, so we have 3 kinds of programs. Okay, one is called the postgraduate training in data science. The other one is called postgraduate training in data engineering. The third one is business analytics. Postgraduate training. 3 programs. All of them are 9 months long, and it's a very intense program where we take you from zero to employable. Okay, zero to employable. That's what we do. And the programs are designed in what is called a 50-50 method. 50% of the course is theory, like what we are going to do today, and 50% will be practical lab, lots of projects, and depending upon students' performance in the classes, we also provide internship opportunities. So that's our major activity. We are also involved in 2 other activities. One is corporate training. The third one is product development. In product development activities is also where you also get internship opportunities. You work on primary interest currently is healthcare, finance, and education. Okay. I'm talking. I don't know. We all know what is healthcare, what is finance, what is education. Okay. But in broad terms, you have heard these terms somewhere. So you work on AI applications in healthcare, finance, and education. So this is what we do primarily at Dgvc. So if you are interested to know more, the details are available. You can always call us or write to us. Before we proceed with the class today, okay, I would like you all to go to this website right now, and there is a Google form. It has few questions. I would like to answer them right away. Okay, it's a how what at what level I have to reach. Okay, so we'll spend 10 minutes doing this. Probably this link has already been shared with you. If not, you can. Is it visible, or should I magnify it a bit more? Oh, no? So the time on my watch is 5:32. So 5:42 is when we will stop. Before 5:42, please finish everything. No copying, no discussion. I'm sorry. Okay, yes.
Guys, kindly check your groups.
Yeah, it should be your. Question. If you and your friend do not know the answer to a question, but you discuss and give the answer, what is the probability that both of you will get it right? 50%. Sure.
Oh, it's all options. 25%. All options. 1/4.
If it's multiple choice questions with
4.
okay.
First one loading.
Two more minutes. I think about 75% of you have responded. Some people have not. Can we discuss the answer? Okay. What is the first question? Which of the statistical measures is applicable to nominal scale of measurement? Mode. Mode is the only thing, right? Mode. What is the second question?
Poison.
Who said that? Python. How many of you wrote Python? Okay, all the second years. Okay, they got it right. Okay, excellent. Unfortunately, first year or last year because problems are not yet started. Third question. What is the third question? Tradition. Straightforward. Right? P of A and B is equal to P of A, P of B. Very straightforward. It's a given. Okay. No charges for that. Fourth one. What is the question? In a hypothesis testing, if P is greater than alpha, then what do we do? See, you don't worry about the alternate hypothesis. The option of alternate hypothesis is irrelevant. So only A, B or C, three options. The question is, P is greater than alpha, right? So now you have, that means you reject the null hypothesis, that's not a correct answer. You are left with two answers. One is, you do not reject or you accept. No, hold on. No, not yet. Is there a difference between the two? You do not reject, that's one option. The other option is, you accept. Are they the same or are they different?
Do not reject na adine ensemble use madam. Accept na use
We accept. It's not same.
They are not the same. The two options are not the same. Correct? Why? Why is not rejecting the same as accepting?
It's not the same. Each language is not the same.
Here, since we now established that they are not the same, what you are saying is you are reinterpreting the statement. That's how I interpret. But you have to give me a much cleaner answer. So, still in the first year, I'll give you the target areas. Put it back. Anyway, okay. Do not reject. What does do not reject mean? It can be, listen here. There are like 10 possible hypotheses. Okay? 10 possible hypotheses. One of them you are testing as a null hypothesis. Okay? And you are not rejecting it. But if you say you accept it, that means you are rejecting all the other 9 hypotheses. Okay? By accepting this one hypothesis, you are rejecting all the possible 9 other hypotheses. But do not reject me. That's okay. I am going to work with this. But that does not mean that this is what it is. Okay? Let me give you an example. Somebody tells you, okay, that a Higgs boson is here in this room. Have you heard of Higgs boson?
No.
No? Okay. Let us say somebody tells you that there is a white crow in Arumbagam. Okay, white crow in Arumbagam. Okay. Now you have to either you go do collect data. Okay, you collect data. What data do you collect? How does the crow look like? You look at the color of crows that you see. Dark black, ash, light ash. Many such crows you are seeing. Okay? And now you have an hypothesis that there is at least one crow which is white. Okay? From your data, since you have seen crows which are from dark black to light ash, okay, you are not rejecting the hypothesis that there is one crow which is white. Okay, this is your data. This is what you got. I went and looked at the crow population in Arumbagam. All I saw was dark black, slightly less dark black crow. Now what do? I reject the hypothesis. Because from my data, I have no evidence to believe that that could be a white crow. But from your data, you have evidence to not necessarily believe, but you cannot also reject. Because you saw a wide variety of colors of crow. Okay? So there's a subtle difference between these two. Now, which one do we do? That's the question. B greater than alpha. Do we accept or do we not reject? We do not reject. Okay, we do not reject the hypothesis. That's the answer. Last one. What is the question? In linear regression. Obviously, this is for the second years. Right? Have you done this? Have you done linear regression? Models? Yes, no? I need to have a clear answer to this, because only then I can proceed of how I can take the class today and tomorrow. Huh? Okay, I'm going to ask you some simple questions. Do you all know what is correlation coefficient? Rho. Second years. Yes, no? No.
Sir, only theory knowledge, sir, no practical knowledge. Like,
Huh?
we don't know what it is actually. We don't know what it is. Like, we know the name, what is rho, what is standard deviation, but we don't know what is it inside. Just know, like, this is a formula for this, this is a formula for this. That's all we know.
Okay. Okay. I'm going to rearrange the bags here. Start writing something here. Is it visible from there? From the back? English visible and தெரியுதான் கேட்டாங்க அப்ப நீங்க விவேக் ஒரு மாதிரி சொல்றீங்கன்னு இது okay. What is this? Can you see from the back? What is this? It is it? And the answer is calculated. Variance, right? This is variance. என்னதுப்பா? இல்ல இல்ல அடுத்த கேள்விக்கு ஆன்சர் கால்குலேட். ஓகே? What is covariance? You have two variables, right? Covariance. Two variables vary together. So what will be the formula for that? Remember, covariance is very simple. This is variance. Correct? Covariance is very simple. Just copy this.
y minus 1 by n minus 1.
Paste this. Instead of x minus x bar the whole square,
X minus x bar y minus y bar.
x minus x bar times x minus x bar is variance.
Y minus y bar.
Now you have just
Calculate.
y minus y minus y bar. Okay, this is covariance. Straightforward because covariance, two things varying together. Now, unfortunately I have to use the board and okay, I think this should work. Okay. We have the two variables x and y. Okay. So what you have? You have a column x, the y, some values for x and corresponding values for y. And if you want to draw this as a plot, what kind of plot will you do? I'll give choice. Pie, scatter, histogram, bar.
Histogram and bar.
Scatter plot. You want to look at this data x and y. Okay, you do a scatter plot. If these are continuous variables, okay, of course I can't tell you what kind of variable it is, continuous variable, the scatter plot. Let us say you have data like this. Okay, you have data like this. Now, what does this formula, that formula for covariance, tell you regarding this? Do you know what is called commutative property? What is it? If there is an operation connecting two operands, if we interchange the operands,
The answer will be
nothing changes. 2 times 3 is the same as 3 times 2. 2 plus 3 is the same as 3 plus 2. 2 minus 3 is not the same as 3 minus 3. That's not commutative. How about covariance? How about covariance? If you change x minus x bar and y minus y bar, you will get the same thing. It's commutative. So you have to remember that when you use covariance, okay, what is correlation coefficient? This is covariance. What is correlation coefficient? A little bit more. What is correlation coefficient? Correlation coefficient is nothing but covariance only. Okay, correlation coefficient is covariance only, except what we do is what is correlation coefficient? What have we done? It's the same as covariance, except that we divide each variant by its, what is sigma x? Standard deviation. Square root of variance, standard deviation. We divide it by the standard deviation. Therefore, what is the advantage? The advantage is correlation coefficient has no units. That means you can compare apples and oranges. Okay? For example, if you want to compare the length of the classes taken by your math teacher, okay? You want to compare length of classes taken by your math teacher and the number of road accidents happening right in front of Dgvc college. What is the connection? There is no connection. Hopefully. Okay? But if you want to compare these two, you can take the ratio x minus x bar by sigma. What is that called? X minus x bar by sigma. You would have heard the term coefficient of variance. Right? Do you know any other name for that term? It's also called the z-score. Z-score. Okay? So you need to know correlation coefficient to study regression. Linear regression. Why? What do we do in linear regression? Excuse me, if you want to talk, please talk to me. Otherwise, I feel very sad. Okay. What is linear regression? What is linear regression? What do you do? You have two variables, Let's assume both of them are continuous, x and y. In linear regression, what do you do?
Used to predict the value of variable based on the value
Used to predict the value of
of variable.
which variable?
X and Y.
Both.
Y. X.
So, usually you would set aside that symbol y for what we call as the dependent or the target variable, right? Target variable. And the symbol x for the independent or predictor variable. Predictor variable. What does it in regression? What do we do? How? In regression, what do we do? A person has said we try to find the value of unknown value. Unknown value of what? Anybody? What do we do in regression? That's all.
Yes.
What do we do in regression? That's research, not regression. Huh? Here is a gentleman who says measure of relationship between the variables. Huh? Okay, measure of relationship is actually given by the correlation. How well they are here. What did you say? To predict the independent value, it's all independent value variable, x value. You want to predict x value. But that's independent. How can you predict? See here, to him, question paper right sound. Huh? Nathan prepare பண்றோம்டா உங்களுக்கு. குடுலாம் ரெண்டாவது. ரெண்டு குடுலாம். இன்னும் ரெண்டு. Okay. So, in regression, photo game. Yeah. So, in regression, in fact, the entire machine learning, okay, the whole of data science, in the entire machine learning, the whole of data science, what we do is this: we want to predict, or we want to find, not necessarily find a relationship, a relationship between y and x. How many ever independent variable be there? 10 independent variable இருக்கலாம். Okay, you can have 10 independent variables. We want to find how the dependent or target variable is related to how
6GB recharge பண்ணிட்டேன்.
it's related. Finding this functional form is what we do. in machine learning. Okay, the entire thing. Linear regression. What is linear regression? Come on, dependent இருக்குமா? அதான் கொடுத்தாச்சு இப்போ. What is linear regression? This F is very generic. Okay? But what do we do? Linear regression, usually, but not always, usually we assume a relationship like this, like a polynomial relationship in all the values of x. Okay? So think about this. Whatever you do in data science and machine learning, you are trying to find this functional relationship between the independent variables and the dependent variables. Okay? This is what the entire machine learning is. In your, I think all of you had mathematics in your higher secondary, right? Did you do something called curve fitting? Curve fitting is curve fitting. No? You did physics?
Yes, sir.
Huh? You did what experiments did you do in physics? Simple pendulum. Liquid lens. Huh? அப்புறம் வந்து you have done some glass lab experiments, proving Snell's law or the angle of the prism, right? The angle of the prism கண்டுபிடிக்கும் போது you would have done angle of minimum deviation. Remember? எப்படி இருக்கும் உங்க கிராஃப்? You have something like this, but then you would fit a graph. அப்படி ஒரு கிராஃப் போடுவீங்க கையால கண்ணால பார்த்து. Okay? You wouldn't do any mathematics. Just draw a very beautiful looking curve. You are doing curve fitting there. Okay? Except there is a mathematical technique called curve fitting where you do use all mathematical knowledge you have to find exactly the curve that looks like this. Okay? Now, in data science, what we do is we do exactly the same. Okay? We use the data, x values and y values, and try to using those x and y values we try to figure out this curve. Okay, that's what we do. Okay, now okay, so when we talk about machine learning, there are many types of machine learning. One is called supervised learning. There's another thing called unsupervised learning. Okay? You will get to know about these things in your next semester. What is supervised learning? ரொம்ப simple. Since our friend there, what's your name? Mukesh. Mukesh said, what is thinking? Okay? I don't know what is thinking. That's my answer. I really cannot define what thinking is, but we can easily define what learning is. Learning is very easy to define. You know how? When do you say that somebody has learned? All of us have seen a small child somewhere, either at home, neighbor's home, somewhere, right? The child learns to play ball. Now you throw a ball at it or it throws at you. You cannot catch most of the time. But as days progress, what happens? You start catching the ball. Right? How does it happen?
Practice.
Practice.
It's bad. Perfect.
No. Practice doesn't make anybody perfect. Perfect practice makes one perfect. Okay. We say when so you throw a ball. Okay, you throw a ball. The ball comes this side, but the kid stands here. Right? It misses. It doesn't catch. Okay? So it doesn't catch that. But then what happens? You tell the kid, hey, before. Then the kid learns to go this side. It misses again, but it's slightly better. You tell it again. Right? So what is happening there? You are giving
Advice.
a feedback about what is expected. You are giving feedback about what is expected. Right? That's the kind of learning called supervised learning. Okay? So you already know the outcome. For example, when I do a linear regression, okay, I want to fit this curve. When I want to fit this curve, I tell for this value of x, this is the value of y I want. Okay? But you predicted some other value. But this is what I want. That's what I tell them. So what does it do? Something changes internally. Next time, I do lots of values. I give this value, it gives me a wrong value, but I tell, look, this is what I was expecting. Then it gives the next value. Using the first correction, it now predicts slightly better, but make mistakes. And I give lots more values. Slowly, what happens? It starts predicting correct. Okay? So that is, I already have the output. When I have that, that's called supervised learning. Okay? That's called supervised learning. So regression, for example, is an example of supervised learning. When output is not present. Okay? For example, you are looking at this is not a correct example because what I'm going to tell now is a very complicated system, but I'm going to use it at a rudimentary level. Don't quote me on this, but for you to get an example, get an idea what is called unsupervised learning. Okay, get unsupervised learning. Just think about this. There is Google Map. Okay, you want to go from Dgvc to Central Station. Okay, now Google doesn't know how to go. To begin with, now it gives you exactly to the minute it tells you. To begin with, when they created this Google Map, it doesn't know how to go. So what will it do? There is nobody that tells Google that this is the route you have to take. Right? Nobody tells Google that this is the route you have to take. It makes some calculations. Okay? You'll learn about what those calculations are later in your third year probably you'll study that. Okay? And then it figures out this is the most possible fastest route. Okay? That's what it is. Let's give another example. Okay? Yes. Okay. This is a great example. If you have a child at home, when you say child, be like 3 years old, 4 years old, not more than that. Okay? I would like you to do this experiment with the child. Give the child these objects of different shapes, like a pyramid, ball, rectangle. Okay? Pyramid, ball, rectangle. You should have many pyramids, many balls, many rectangles. And they should be of different colors. There should be one pyramid of blue, one pyramid of red, one ball of green, one ball of blue, all these things. Okay? So pyramid, there are shapes. Pyramid, balls, rectangles. Then red, green, blue colors. You just tell the kid, segregate them. Okay? You put them all as one group. Tell the kid, segregate them. What will the kid do? Will the kid segregate according to colors, or will the kid segregate according to the shape? You don't know. That's an assumption you are making. Okay? If you tell the kid to make according to the color, then you have told it what you are expecting. That's supervised. But if you just tell the kid, segregate this, then what will the kid do? Unexpected. You cannot predict what's going to do. It can segregate according to the shapes. It can also segregate according to the colors. Okay? That is called unsupervised learning. Unsupervised learning is used a lot in machine learning. I'll tell you an example where it will be used. Okay? There is you are running an e-commerce site, let us say. What is it? You are the owner of an e-commerce business. Amazon.com. Like what? Like that you have Amazon.com. Okay? The Amazon.com, as a business owner of the Amazon.com, what you are doing is, there are transactions coming in. Right? There are transactions coming in. You want to identify which of these transactions are genuine, which are fraudulent. Because if it's a fraud transaction, you are going to lose money. Right? It's important for you to figure out whether a particular transaction is genuine or fraudulent. How will you do that? Nobody is going to tell you whether the transaction is fraudulent or genuine. You have to figure it out by yourself. There is no supervision. That is, the output is not known already. நான் வாங்குறேன்ப்பா, நீ கடை வச்சிருக்க, நான் வந்து வாங்குறேன், நான் வந்து அந்த புள்ள கார்டு திருடி வந்து அந்த கார்டுல இருந்து வாங்குறேன் நானு. Okay? What's your name? Hasan. Asin. Okay. Asin, the millionaire. Okay? Our card திருடி வந்து வாங்குறேன். I'm making a fraudulent transaction. How will you know? OTP நான் இது பண்ணிடுறேன். Okay? So, nobody is going to tell you. You have to figure that out. You have to build an algorithm that will find this. So, these kind of techniques are called unsupervised learning. Okay? Unsupervised learning. This is a major branch of machine learning. Okay? This is called clustering technology, clustering ideas. Say for example, you are running a company. Okay, you are running a company, and you want to figure out how many of your employees. Let's say you are running a 10,000 employees company. Okay, 10,000 employees. You want to figure out who are all likely to quit in the next month. You want to figure out who are all likely to quit in the next month. If you go and ask, are you going to quit? Are you going to quit? People are not going to tell you that. Okay? Because they are afraid. The moment they say you are going to, yes, I am going to quit, then they think, as a boss, I will not pay them or give them any benefit that they might be eligible for. And the baya irukum, right? So I have to figure out discreetly how will I do that. That's clustering. Right? These are real examples. These are all done routinely. Okay? Okay. I have about 17 slides. We are in the 6th slide, unfortunately. Okay. Okay. So we are supposed to wind up now.
Thank you.
No clap yet. This box is still almost full. Okay? This, I was hoping I will get a new box tomorrow.
You should, sir.
Okay? So, tomorrow, make me spend more on this. Okay, we'll meet tomorrow. Tomorrow what we'll do is we'll quickly go through this. Today we have some little bit of time spent on some other things. But we'll do quickly on what is machine learning and depending upon the time I will give you some exercises. Okay? Okay. This is Charu. Thank you all.
Thank you, sir. I'm pleased to be standing here on behalf of the Department of Data Science to convey my gratitude for the successful completion of today's workshop on exploring Ensemble learning. I would like to thank our management, our Honorable Secretary, Dr. Ashok Kumar Mundraji, our Principal, Captain Dr. S. Santosh Babu sir, for their constant support and encouragement. Special thanks to Dr. A. Vijayalakshmi ma'am, Head, Department of Data Science, for spearheading the entire event. Without guidance and support, this wouldn't have been possible. A special thanks to our guest speaker, Dr. Srinivasa Varadharajan sir, for accepting our invitation and being here with us today amidst his busy schedule. I would also like to thank organizing committees and my dear fellow students from the Department of Data Science, both first and second years. Once again, thank you very much to everyone for attending this workshop. I now request everyone to stand for the national anthem.
पंजाब सिंध गुजरात मराठा द्राविड उत्कल बंगा विंध्य हिमाचल यमुना गंगा उच्चल जलधि तरंगा तव शुभ नामे जागे तव शुभ आशीष मा